Okay, what up ladies and gents, it is your favorite Asian robot right here, and today what I have for you is a stream where I'll be leveling, testing stuff, and just having a good time. I also forgot that today is Tuesday, so the farms have reset, and I'm praying to God that the farms are good this week, so fingers crossed for that. Let's see what happens. I'm going to tell Discord that I'm live and then tweet, so give me a minute. Okay. Oh. Bunny is definitely getting another skin. The other one looks like one head definitely has to be for Haley, but alright. Okay, I had a quick look at some of the stuff, so okay, done. Hey, Jonathan, Foxy, Ryan, what up? I would say I'm well, physically, but I do have to also say that today I started stream late because of a meeting. I often have these because that's like how I, get to work with sponsors, things like that. Most of the time it's not fruitful, and that's just how these things go because not a lot of people are willing to pay streamers properly, especially when they are not confident in their own products. They'll usually try and put it down to the streamer. Today was especially unfruitful because the time that I wasted where I could have been on stream with you guys was literally just to hear. Normally I would never say anything, but today was just one of those days where I guess you could say it was almost a straw that broke the camel's back. I felt that the offer was not only the lowest that I've ever heard in history, but at the same time it was also insulting because one of the things mentioned that really annoyed me was that they say that I don't get enough like donations on stream or super chats on stream, so they're not sure if I could even sell their product. And first of all, this is one of the only times where I told them to their face, first of all, I'm not a salesman, I'm a streamer. My job is to stream, and also if you want to advertise your products on my stream, then I will stream and I will showcase your product after testing it for myself, because I refuse to sell a lemon to my people. And on top of that, I also told and explained to them that I have more than enough ad revenue to keep going, which is why I don't beg for subs. I don't beg for donations, unlike a lot of Twitch streamers out there. This was one of the few meetings where I have actually walked out. So yeah, that was a huge waste of time today. So physically I'm well, but I do have to say I'm a little bit annoyed. But it does happen. Like, this is the industry that you're in, you know. You gotta roll with the punches, roll with the flow, you know. I guess you gotta say that. So sometimes you just take it on your chin and you carry on. Unhello Lamau. What is this unhello? I think that and you know, like I said, normally I would never talk smack after a meeting, and either way, this isn't really smack talk, but this is one of the few situations where I'll say I think that the person on the other end was putting a lot of their disappointing results on their influencers and streamers, possibly because they'd already worked with some, most likely from Twitch based on their language, and the results were disappointing. And the only thing I'll have to say to them, in case they're sneak watching this afterward, although if they ever piped up, I would ban them straight from my chat, but what I would say is this: if you choose the wrong influencers and your influencers don't actually have an actual audience and they're just view botting or things like that, then those are the results you can expect. Realistic results are as what you see on my channel, and if these results were not realistic, I wouldn't be making enough income month after month to pay my rent. So to any potential clients out there, do recognize that good streamers will charge you fairly, but you have to pay fair wages as well. Oh yeah, absolutely, Horatio. That is how it is. Evasis, good morning. It's okay, Foxy. It happens. Like I said, this is part and parcel of life. So don't let it get me down or anything. You know, the most important thing is, I mean, everybody's human, you know. When disappointing stuff happens, you're gonna feel disappointed, but you have to pick yourself back up and roll. You just gotta roll with the punches. You know, you can't stay down. So for me, it's just like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna feel what I feel, but I'm gonna carry on. Like, that's not gonna dampen my performance or my show or anything else like that. So okay, let's go kick some butt. But either way, yes, I have been pushing every day for 3 years. Nothing is going to slow me down or stop me, except apparently an objective marker that is behind where the mission actually starts. He.
It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of units of data per second. According to the scan results, the structure that appears to
Now, there was somebody that felt that my high voltage bunny farming build might not be suitable for invasions or high-end content. I want to show y'all that this is actually the case. I am actually doing invasions or high-level content right now. The key thing here is that you don't need extra damage because you cannot one-phase the boss with skills alone. Unfortunately, there is just no way to do that. So for most of these invasions, it is actually quite important that you don't rely on the skill power or the skill damage, but you have a good gun. For most infiltrations, it's the same. You could potentially add in more damage here if you wanted to, but for the most part, it is genuinely not necessary. I wish you all the best luck, Horatio. May you get the job you desire. As you can see, everything is dying in like practically one touch. The only thing you might ever struggle with is the actual boss itself. Now, again, as I mentioned, I generally don't use this build with the mentality that I'm going to use my skills alone to kill the boss. Because if I wanted to do that, I would just bring my bossing build along, which I used to do in the past anyway. And realistically, you know, that one is maxed out, kitted out on damage, which again is unnecessary, because it's much better to have the convenience of the kills than to worry about that.
New subscriber detected.
Of course, Willow. 2 shows per day. Lol, Rena. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy getting your workday started, Foxy. There you go. No worries. Look forward to the build when it's finished. And nothing much, LeVar. Just chilling. All bosses are single phase. Like if you look at my build, I'm still using the farming build. The only thing that I would potentially change is that you could theoretically, like what was suggested, you could actually swap this over for, if you don't need battle stamina, you could put dangerous ambush in there. But realistically, I look at this and I am just matching the cooldown with the duration. So for me, this is what works well. But if you wanted more damage output in this whole thing, you could theoretically stuff it in. It's just that I see no reason to do that. I could bring down cooldowns instead by using, say, focus on singular, which would essentially bring my cooldowns down so I don't have to use battle of stamina. But again, this is where I'll be like, you're still not going to be able to one phase the boss. So yeah, not with skills alone anyway. So I wonder, could I do a demonstration? I wouldn't be able to max because I wouldn't have the extra Xantic. But I could theoretically do it. Okay, swap this to this. Can't put that in there, right? I do happen to have a dangerous ambush at 10, but it's far from maxed. Although in order for the cooldown to now match the new duration, because duration is only 22 seconds, I would need focus on singular, which would theoretically also reduce my output a bit. This would give me a 7-second delay. Then if I were to do this, I lose a bit of power here as well. So this, like, for me, it's okay, but I just didn't really need this. So yeah, I preferred Battle of Stamina because Battle of Stamina gives me just that correct feeling. So yeah, this was okay, but it just didn't work out for me. So yeah, I dumped the damage a little bit on this one. So for anyone out there that might be wondering why I would use what I use, this is the reason why. Because I would much rather have the Battle of Stamina up here. So changing it all back, I have everything I need. And Battle Stamina here has the cooldown matching the duration exactly, so it works a little bit better for me. But yes, your damage output is lower than if you were to have a full-on dangerous ambush in there. Which is, and don't get me wrong, dangerous ambush is fantastic. I love dangerous ambush. It's just that I did not need the damage output, and the additional damage output is not enough to one-phase the boss with skills alone. So I figured, since I'm going to be using my gun anyway, I can one-phase him with my gun. So that worked just nice for me. I hope you do manage to get it. Jonathan, may the stream luck be with you.
Descendant. This is a phase separation veil, which uses inversion energy. It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of units of data per second. According to the scan results, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgus artificial brains. This is how they are processing all that data. Continue to insert Vulgus artificial brains into the computing device, Descendant. If you overload the device, the veil will be neutralized.
Oh, Jonathan. Listen, I can still bless you with the stream luck. Just don't forget to throw in. Don't forget to like throw in an old stream when you do. All right. The blessing may not be as strong, but hey, it's kind of like if you can't get the priest, you may as well get some holy water, right? D-Rust, you don't have to replace it at all. Shot focus is usually just like icing on top of the cake. It's not so necessary that the build cannot function without it, so just throw anything you like on it. Whatever you want to fit in. I don't know what build you're talking about or which character you're talking about, but just throw any character in. It doesn't just throw anything in. Like, it legit doesn't matter. Like, there's no answer saying that you have to have one particular thing. Like, don't worry about it. What you do is you just throw in anything. Yeah, just replace it with anything, dude. Like, you got freedom of choice there. But you know, it's funny, usually everyone tells me they don't have shot focus, then they get shot focus like a few days later or a few hours later, and then boom, they have shot focus. So, I mean, do whatever you need, but don't worry, you'll definitely get it. How do I know? Because that's how it works for everybody. No problem, Alan. Like I told you. A lot of people get fooled by the DPS traps. Like, one guy claims that his Thunder Cage is like 600k DPS. I said, okay, go ahead. You know, you do you, boo. And I think it's okay. You know, I'll let him have whatever DPS they want, and you know, let them try it. Like, when eventually they try my stuff, I know it works well and I know it hits hard. You know, because I have literally experimented my balls off. So by all means, you know, by all means. How much DPS does my Thunder Cage have, actually? I'm curious now. Where's my Blunder Cage? Oh, there it is. Mine's, yeah, 467. You could increase it by quite a bit, but meh. Sec. This one actually lowers the DPS. Lol. Okay, fair enough. I did kind of want to see it. To be honest, my rolls aren't perfect, but I'm glad you're happy with them. Like, they just happen to be the rolls that I roughly got. So, as long as you roughly have those, you'll be fine. If I wanted to, I could go and get more perfect rolls, but I'm saving my readjustments because I kind of want to play around with the perforator as soon as I get it, and I know that that one's going to be expensive to roll. Order of Truth. Okay. So bunny it is. Oh yeah. Good suggestions by Axiom right there. If you want to keep cerulean, autoimmunity is a decent choice. And there's nothing wrong with cost reduction. Cost reduction is good.
The enemy aims to artificially combine these two forces to cause an inversion overload explosion. They have also blocked off the entry path with the Order's malignant tumors. First, remove the tumor from the container to reveal the RK stored inside. If I know the ancestors, they will have already identified.
Okay, triangle's the last, square, and then
Just before the explosion happens,
X. X, circle, square, triangle. There we go.
That seems to have similar technology to your inversion reinforcement device. If you have found the drone which has the correct
Hey, temporary. How's it going?
I can adjust the output to cancel out the blast energy. Descendant, the drone has been destroyed and the inversion energy emitter has been exposed. With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Out of my way!
Thank you for the lovely gifted memberships, D-Russ. I appreciate it tremendously.
A new member
Thank
has
you.
arrived.
It is a true blessing to be given the opportunity to be your streamer.
A new member has arrived. A new member has arrived.
One of these days, you know what I should do? I should do a proof test and see whether or not shot focus is really necessary for a build. I mean, I like the value that I get out of it,
A new member
but I'm kind of
has
curious how necessary it is for a build. I should actually test it out on Haley and other characters.
arrived. A new member has arrived.
Okay. X triangle square O. X triangle square O. Go. Ooh, Petro. Good luck getting it. I wish you all the luck, my friend. Temporary, all you have to do, have you followed the build already? Because the roles are explained in the build video, and my roles are exactly what you've described. For elemental attack, I just use my enhancement mod. But if you want to see what I'm using in my Enduring Legacy, please check my build video. Everything that you need to know is inside there. If you want to know anything about what I'm doing, like, check if I've got a build video out. Because if I do, all you gotta do is follow that, and you'll be fine. X triangle square O. X triangle square O. Over there. It's not that it's the in thing, Exo. It's just that shot focus is good for maxing out your DPS. For most, like for gun builds, it's obviously necessary because you don't rely on skill power at all. Therefore, not having it is a loss of 15% DPS, which is a lot. So yeah, because you're gonna kill everything 15% faster. Now that's a massive difference. You gotta admit that, right? But for certain other builds that are just using it to pump up the baseline weapon damage, In general, whether or not it's necessary is dependent almost solely upon, you know, your character and what your character is doing. So that is what I would say about it. I would say shot focus is useful, don't get me wrong. But is it absolutely necessary? Depends on the character and depends on the person. Also depends on your gun. Because if your gun is worth more, then X triangle O square. Ah, there it is. So yeah, for some builds it's definitely a necessity. For some builds it's really not. You just have to think about that before you go in and invest in it.
If you have found the drone which has the correct arcade properties, I can adjust the output to cancel out the blast energy. Descendant, the drone has been destroyed.
Yeah,
by the inversion energy emitter
I will
has
definitely
been
be checking
exposed.
that out.
With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Lol, Alpha Dad. After I'm finished with this, I need to check the reactor farms this week. See what's good. If you have fire attack as a roll, the one, you should probably re-roll it. Genuinely, it's way better to have the attack versus Colossus, unless you don't intend to use it for bossing at all, which would be a waste of its potential. But the choice is yours. And even then, you may as well increase your fire attack, because you're gonna reduce the enemy's resistance, right? So if you're gonna reduce the enemy's resistance, why wouldn't you have fire attack? It's like a huge boost to your DPS, you know? Triangle X square O. So I would say that unless you're not going to use it for bossing, then you can do away with the bonus attack versus Colossus. But if you are going to use it for bossing, and I would highly recommend doing so, then you can just rely on the fire attack in your modules. And either way, you know, some people say, oh, I want to roll fire attack so I can put in other elements. I'm like, yes, except that you only reduce fire element either way, so I would double up. And then the only situation where I would say fire priority is better is if you have a roll instead of attack versus Colossus. You've got a fire attack roll as an elemental, then you put in the fire enhancement, and then you take fire priority instead of insight focus or shot focus or one of those, right? If you did that, that's one of the times where fire priority would actually suit you better, because you could do some serious damage with fire.
We need the inversion energy emitter installed.
But again, this is a very rare circumstance. Okay. Square, circle, X, triangle. Square, circle, X, triangle. There. No problem, the one. Well, I have to see for myself, but okay. Town to back. Now let me see. Ah, D-Rust is already in the listing. Good. I was gonna add D-Rust to the list just in case. Thank you, the one. I appreciate it.
New super chat received.
There you are, Jet Li's the one. But thank you. Super chat is greatly appreciated. Now, let's go see those reactor farms. Oops. What do we have this week? First, let me take a look at Electrobuzz. Could theoretically get a Thunder Cage reactor if you really wanted to. I'm not going to, so I don't care about that. Lepic could get his one of his reactors here for like perforator or whatever. If you still want to use Lepic, I don't, so I don't care. Chill. There is one for Viessa, definitely. Haley does not have the piercing light one, nor does she have the impact round one, but either way I'm not concerned on that. So repository, oh, this one, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, Viessa's got a pretty good one this week. I might actually try for that. Legit. Like, I'm legit willing. Okay, what about non-attribute? General rounds, non-attribute. Now we're talking, baby. Now we start talking. Is this one really? That's terrible. Oh my god. Oh my, that's horrifying. I hate this so much. The pain. The pain. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, Haley is high-powered round singular or impact round singular, whichever one. That's terrible. The pain. It's hurting. It's hurting in my heart right now. Okay, yeah, let's go get a Viessa one. I mean, Viessa could also go get an impact round one with fusion, but since my main damage will be tech, I may as well go for the tech skills. So I'm gonna go to the Tech 9 and get this done. Reactor farming is a pain, I gotta admit that. It is horrifying. So, I don't know. When they ask in the interview room, I don't know. But I gotta admit, I do not like what they're cooking. So anyway, let's do this. Time to do this the right way. Do I care about consumables? No, I don't. So the only thing that matters is equipment drop rate. Please tell me we have one that has insane
New subscriber detected.
equipment drop rates. No, we don't. Okay, never mind. I thought I had one that had like gold equipment drop rate, but apparently not, so whatever. The rest is fine. Can't really complain. Now, if I'm gonna farm anyway, I'm gonna put these weapons here and just use them. Now we're gonna go to this place called Kyber Mine. Hey Colin, why are we going to Kyber Mine? Kyber Mine is very useful for farming. So far it seems that way, Alpha Dad. I think they just never thought about the system in depth. And that's why I want players to tell them reactor rolling needs to change. Sir Glizius, I do not normally discuss this on stream. Why is that the case? Because people tend to steal my content. But if you keep an eye on what I'm doing, you'll see what I'm searching for. Well, if I happen to get one. But otherwise, you'll have to wait for the build. Although I do permit... Today is a Ask Me Anything day. And although I permit any question, I generally cannot answer until a build's been published. Because otherwise, some people will start to steal build ideas or claim build idea theft, blah, 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 blah. And it just creates a headache for me, so I apologize. But do keep an eye out for what I'm searching for. That might give you a clue. No problem, Junie June. Love the name. Now, in this particular map, right, what you can do is the enemies will start spawning in this little circle here. So what you need to do is you just need to walk around in the circle here, right? And lo and behold, reactors will drop. So you don't actually have to finish the mission. Yeah, when I saw it was Kyber mine, I was like, Ah, you know me from Darktide days. Well, yes. In that case, please do wait. It will, I promise you, it will come out. You have no worries about that. But also, I don't want to give a prejudgment because I mean this with all of my heart. I do have to actually test it, and I cannot give y'all something half done. Because I think if I do, it's going to really, really impact upon myself as a creator, and I don't want to do that. I genuinely do not wish to do that at all. So I hope you'll forgive me, because yeah, I cannot give y'all something that I haven't tested yet, and I must test. For me, the most important thing will be testing to make sure that the build genuinely works well. So I will say one thing though. Ultimate Viessa does not compare in any way, shape, and form to any of the other bossing characters. So don't expect her to do as well as other bossers do. Because other bosses are all at the stage where it's like, well, the other active bossers are all like one phase type dealios. I don't think Viessa can reach that. And I'm going to be real with you about it. But fingers crossed that I will see some good results. At the very least, even if she can one phase, it should be fun, at least. With regards to the Kingsguard Lance, the only thing that I'll say is that I have seen some pretty good results from it. I think it's great as a mobbing weapon. And some people have said that they want to use it as a bossing weapon as well. I haven't tested it yet. I want to. But it is not currently on my agenda. I will be testing it in the near future though. So keep a good eye out for streams. I will definitely be farming it tomorrow. Possibly. Just saying. I almost feel like I should use Valby instead to like change things up a bit, you know? Okay, let's see my haul after 5 minutes. Anything good? Perforator. Skill critical hit damage non-attribute. Wow, that is garbage. This is also garbage. Oh my god. Oh my god. I do have enough to build it, but my main issue is, do I want to build it? Oh yes, the moon fragment is done. Haha, unregistered. Get unregistered, nerd. I'll put in the last night and I can finally junk this. Bye, have a great day. Oh, actually, this one is closer to being finished in a blink. I'll finish that off, polish it off. Okay. Now we do it again.
Out of my way!
I mean, sure, if you're using impact rounds. I don't see the problem with it. I personally use piercing light, so for me, my mounting has to be piercing light. But I mean, it's up to you. If you're using an impact round weapon like perforator or whatever, then your reactor sounds very suitable. For Haley, before I invest into like the impact round version, I'm actually gonna wait. I'm actually gonna wait and see what I get from the whatchamacallit? From I'm gonna wait and see what I get from these new scout rifle, because the new scout rifle, I think it enhances weak point damage, which would improve Haley's multipliers. So I was thinking, okay, cool. If that's the case, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do, you know? Yeah. This is high voltage pro cax. This farm is good, but I gotta admit it is boring. All you do is run around in a circle. I don't mind it. But somehow after this, like, I think I'm gonna switch over to Valby because I feel it'll be more entertaining with Valby. So I'm gonna go around in a circle. That's probably what I want to do.
New subscriber detected.
Ooh, a new subscriber.
No chance. So slow. Get out of the way.
Yeah, fair enough. I enjoyed Piercing Light and I got a lot of use out of it, so I'm not like deeply against it or anything. If there's gonna be something new, because the worry is that the new scout rifle, everybody's betting that it will be the best in slot for her, but is it really? We'll have to see. Because Haley is already considered very, very strong. So I'm going to keep an open mind. But I have a genuine feeling that it may not turn out so well. That's just my honest thought. But realistically speaking, I am going to keep an open mind. Like, I'm going to make sure that, like, when it does come out, that I do give it a fair go. Because I don't see why it wouldn't be somewhat decent. Ooh, that's a big haul. But all of the stats are trash. Man, not a single one matched up to the stats I needed. Okay, that was garbage. I'm loving this farm. Like, this farm, legitimately good. But, I'm gonna swap the voices to Korean for no reason. Bunny with her woohoo. Let's go. Fortress Outskirts has always dropped code breakers, Fred. What the hell are you talking about, man? Anything with mission monsters can drop code breakers. You probably just never got one before. Like I said, that's how RNG rolls. But I mean, if you consider the fact that Bunny Road can drop them, you know, why wouldn't Fortress Outskirts, which has a high concentration of champions and elites all sprinkled into mob density? So yeah, as far as I know, most of those are dropped by champions and elites. I haven't really tested which one, but it's mostly dropped by champions and elites, so makes sense to me. Okay, Axome, that's hella excessive. Calm down, my friend, calm down. You know you don't need that many, right, pal? I mean, I'm not gonna stop you if you have that many, but damn. Damn, 30. Okay, bro, okay. I'm just like over here. I want to say silently judging, but at this point I'm like openly judging you. 30 reactor stored. Damn. And all of chill singular. I've got reactor stored in about 30, but not all of one type, because damn. Come on, bunny, move. I feel like I'm basically running strictly in a very tight circuit. Come on. I want to do some build testing today, but no way I'm getting that done now. No problem, Chris. Happy to help. Unfortunately, today I'm just doing something super boring. Reactor farming, the bane of my existence. There's no activity that I hate in this game more than this. It's why it's one of the few things I'm actually campaigning for them to change. Research time should get shortened? Not at all, man. I think research time is fine. Okay, wow, this is terrible. This is nice additional attack versus Colossus, but what is toxic skill power doing on a frozen mechanics reactor? Oh, that's terrible. Oh, years of academy training wasted. Okay, I'm gonna go get Valby so my brain doesn't go numb. Not at all, Black-Hearted Joker. You only have to do it once. I think the times are fine. I mean, come on. Compared to 3 days in Warframe, it's fine, dude. While your ultimate is cooking, do other stuff. Prepare. You have 2 helipods crafting right now. You will still get the other pieces from Invasion rewards. Invasion doesn't exclude what you've already crafted. So what I did was I actually just I did invasions, but I also used the infiltrations to make sure my numbers in each one were even. So once I got them all, I crafted everything at once. It won't only drop the parts you need. I used to think it did, but I actually tested it and proved that it does not drop the parts that you need. I was just very lucky with my drops back at the time, and back then it was like 3 drops per invasion, so not like I had many to begin with. I mostly farmed every single piece in infiltrations, then I would just make sure the numbers were all even. I did the invasions each day, and then whichever one was not even, like was not the same, then I would go and farm the extra parts in infiltration. That's what I kept doing over and over. Carson, I already have that video out. It's my Haley drop rate video. Please go watch that video. And you will basically understand which infiltrations to do, what's the drop rate, blah, 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 blah. Everything you need to know is in that one video. You should already know by now that before you even ask the question, the video is already there. Almost anything you can think of, the video is already there. So make sure you study them all. Make sure you study them all. Fail to study all my videos, and I'll personally murder your entire family for your weakness. Remember, most things in this game I already have a video for, because a lot of them, like especially the mechanical stuff, it's like, to be honest, like basic. So I would normally 95% of the time have a video already out on it. There are very few situations where I won't, because yeah, for the most part, you do kind of need as much knowledge as possible. Okay, now let's see what I can do here. I'm gonna work on something real fast. Okay, this is correct. Okay, this is also correct. This is known. We will need this, so this is also known. Now the key thing is, what am I looking at here? We have to match 0.1 and 0.2. So if I'm going to match 0.1 and 0.2, then I will need you. And then this is saved. Sorry guys, theory crafting in the background. Okay, so this makes that and that work. Then we need you. Okay, so that's also settled. This gives me what I need in terms of that. Okay. Okay, so that's settled. This gives me a few slots left that I can play around with. This would probably make a lot of sense to have at least one of, which is fine. Something like that should be okay. Then the only other thing that I could think of would be if I were to roll, because there's nothing else I can put in there. Aha! you there. Okay, this semi works well. It should theoretically do what I think it'll do, so that's fine. Okay, and that gives me this. Now, let's go. Perfect. Hey, hard duty. All good, Carson. I'm just taking my opportunity to bully you a bit. Well, I wish you luck in getting the Haley piece you need. Now, it's the same farm that we're gonna do, but now we're gonna do it with Valby. Because why not? Legitimately, all I have to do now is go around in a circle. And this is the best part about this farm. Prior to the invasions and all that, this was also an excessively popular gold farm. Because everybody loved that you were just going around in this tiny little area here with very minimal consequences. You could just chill out, cover the whole area in water, and you were pretty much good to go. And so it was good. And of course, assuming that you have a proper setup, you could do a lot. Lol. Good job, Carson. Enjoy your farming. Yes. Consumable drop rate does boost the chance of you getting the external components you need. Sorry, consumable drop rate on the external components does boost the chance of you getting what you need. Why? Because it's the Haley drop is a monster drop. So it does boost it up. Keep in mind that consumable drop rate increase always affects monster drops. Weird smell from outside, but oh well. The one thing I hate are random scents, you know? They always sometimes choke me because my nose is very sensitive. So every time there's a weird scent, I'm like, ugh, ugh, ugh. Thanks indeed, Thazi. But yes, I do hope everybody will show some love and like the stream. Even as I go around in circles. I just realized I have the wrong weapons on. Darn. I was supposed to be leveling one of the other weapons that I have, so I can ditch it soon. It's okay, I'll do that next round though. Terrible. My god, that's trash. Oh my god, every single one of those reactors. Garbage, I tell you, garbage. I'd settle for purple. But I haven't seen a single decent roll. Unfortunate. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, this works. So we're gonna repeat that again. This is the one benefit of this reactor farm. It's so easy to do. I'm really happy. I like this one spot. I tell you, this one spot is so good compared to most other spots. Like, you can just switch your brain off and do it. Like, this is the only reactor farm that I don't mind in this game because I legit don't have to think. It's boring, but I don't have to think. It's the one place in the game where you can just do whatever you want. And nothing bad will ever happen or go wrong. And all you gotta do is go around. Oh my god, instead of saying boing 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 like she says in English, the Korean version is like tum tum tum. That's pretty funny. They made the English voice actors be like boing boing boing. Oh lord, this Valby. Valby is best grill. She'll murder you in your sleep. With her scary little fish eyes. I tell you, people always tell me this, but Valby's eyes are not windows to the soul. Valby's eyes are windows to an abyss. A dark, dark abyss from which there is no escape or mercy. Reactors. So this week, if you go to this location, right, the Viessa reactor for Blue Beetle drops here. And you want Viessa to have Blue Beetle, obviously, because of its effect. The special effect of Blue Beetle is to increase skill critical hit rate, which is absolutely stunning. So I can just show you right now. But if you go to unique ability right here, skill critical hit rate increases for 10 seconds every time you use a fusion type skill, which is excellent because Viessa, her base skills are all fusion. Her only different skill is her blizzard, which is tech. So if you get a reactor that has tech on it, and then later on you get one that has, you know, or sorry, if you get one with tech on it, and then you just use her fusion skills, you can buff up her critical hit rate, which allows her blizzard to do excessive amounts of damage. Like it'll be almost guaranteed crit level. So that's what truly changes up Viessa for me and makes her very, very worthwhile. But in order to do that, well, I'm gonna need a good reactor. And currently that's my only worry, that I do not have a good enough reactor. So believe me, I'm working on it. And since this week's farm is this location, which is by far one of the easiest locations to farm, because it's such a small, tight area, right? It's super tight and tiny, and you can basically just go around the whole area. It's great. This is the place to farm. Nobody would ever use the garden on Viessa unless you're going for the tech skill boost, but that one I don't like, because although you can increase the skill power with Secret Garden, here's the downside. Secret Garden is a chance to trigger. Blue Beetle is guaranteed. So realistically, you should be switching between both to get best results. But I don't know. I personally would not use Secret Garden with her, like, unless you really, really wanted to. Because if you want your reactor mounting to be consistent, you have to choose like the correct reactor and stick with it. So I, on a personal level, would probably not choose a Secret Garden, because again, I would change over to the Blue Beetle for the skill critical hit boost. Yeah, no problem. Because don't forget, Secret Garden is a chance to trigger. Blue Beetle is guaranteed. So it's up to you what you want, but I don't know. Crits sound like like a much better deal. Genuinely. And if anyone's confused about what I'm talking about, let me just show you. It's easy enough. If you go here, unique ability, right? It has a trigger rate of 50%, so every time you cast your blizzard, it's got a 50% chance to trigger. And the skill power that you're gonna get is about 20%. It's a lot, but you can sort of supplement with the Slayer set anyway. So I don't know. Like I said, I leave it up to the individual if they really, really want to. I just would prefer to have Blue Beetle's critical hits. I will test and check it out. But honest to God, considering how valuable skill crits are, I would take 4.5. I would genuinely take 4.5. Yeah, this is terrible. I'd rather that one. Okay. Let's take a break from this monotony and I can go and test right now. Let's find out.
실험실을 사용하시겠습니까?
칭칭칭. Spawned. Okay, right now I've got 46%. Cast. Yeah, it is only about 4.5. So that means that it is not like supply moisture or things like that, which are additive bonuses. This one's just multiplicative. So the decision is up to you. You can go for Secret Garden if you want with the 50% trigger rate, but honest to God, I would still take the 4.5 because being able to increase my skill critical hits to 50% is worth it for me. How do you get this entrance? You buy Glaze Ultimate Bundle. I don't know if it's still in store, but I bought Glaze Ultimate Bundle, and this is the spawn that you get. Let me show you. Customize spawn. Yeah, it's called Gale. It's in Glaze. It was in Glaze Ultimate Bundle. I don't know if the bundle is still here. I can actually check. Shopee. Yeah, it's there. I don't know why it still says ending soon though. Meh. I don't need the snowman spawn. So there you go. You are most welcome. Oh hey, my blue beetle is ready. 1 second, I'm gonna put a catalyst in it. Just because I can. Give me a sec. Bit of a shame on this one, but that's roughly what I expected anyway. Okay, cool. Good to know. But I can adjust for it, so it's not a problem. I'll change it later on. Okay. Now let me go have a look at the reactors that I stored up. Chill. I did have a whole bunch of these. Whole bunch of these. The only tech one that I have. It's not great. It's not great at all. What a shame. The others are okay, but nothing fantastic. I guess I'll take this one out so I can use it. Oh, I have a better one here. Doesn't exactly have skill criticals, but it does have what I need. Alright. I will put the other one back. You can go back in storage temporarily. Now, let's go do some fun stuff. For fun. Because gold reactors are a bust for now, right? So since the gold reactors are a bust, we may as well have some fun. Shotgun executor will be put in place there. And we can have both this Blue Beetle and Secret Garden here. So this will trigger just nicely, and we can have both for testing purposes. Now, of course, we're gonna use the Slayer set because that is the correct and most reasonable thing to do. Where are you? MP recovery modifier, there you are. Good boy, and we'll have that. Now, I'm going to dip to the washroom quickly after this, and I will test both. I'm going to test Blue Beetle and see how that rolls. So I'll test the Blue Beetle style, and then after that I'll test Secret Garden style and determine which is going to be better. I forgot that every single voice, not just Viessa's, is going to be in Korean. LOL. This amuses me greatly. Lol. Ajax. No. I'll test it another time. Hey, no problem, Jerry. Why not? May as well have some fun. And while I can't show you guys the build just yet, because again, it's not done yet, and I have to protect my content, you know, I will happily test this stuff because number one, it's fun. Number two, I don't mind. But I am gonna have to level up my Viessa first, so bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I mean, she's easy to speed level, so it's not a big deal. But I will speed level her. I'll probably speed level her in the in some of the other missions. So give me just a minute. Just a minute. Oh. Okay, that looks reasonable. All right, I will be right back. You can put up with Viessa playing the bongos for a bit. I will be back soon.
New subscriber detected.
Okay, and we're back. My YouTube is dead though. Give me a second. Can't even see chat right now. Come on, YouTube. Blue Beetle is interesting, but because it is only a literal roughly 4.5% chance, it may not be as worthwhile, but we will see. Oh, this guy sounds badass in Korean. All right, so we're just gonna use the executioner for this quick test. What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna go in and we're gonna use the Blue Beetle. Oh wait, I forgot. I can't do that yet. Wait. The test will be conducted after I go off and finish off my well, let me upgrade the reactors first, but I gotta go and do her farm her to level 40, which won't take long. About 30-40 minutes if I get some good runs. So give me a sec. This will do for now. Okie day. Not the best reactor, but it'll do. Although we'll put this one back on temporarily. Descendant wise. Got my farming build on. And we'll have to put the machine gun back here. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go farm some levels. I totally forgot I catalyzed her this morning, and I was like, okay, let's go do a boss test, and then go in with level 1 Viessa. Tables are gonna be flipped. But thankfully, I've got a lot of these. 5 hours. Power up. Start with Magister Lab.
여기는 사령부. 매지스터 연구지 재탈한 임무 수행을 시작해 주십시오.
Okay.
쉴드가 파괴됐어.
장전한다.
I didn't even know you could climb up there. That's wild. I guess I should fire, right? There. Oh no. I died. My level 1 skills were not enough.
실드를 재충전해야 해. 임무 완료.
Yeah, level 13. Sweet. Hey, DJ Sammy. I have to say, doing a rudimentary test just there, I noticed like barely any difference between Secret Garden and Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle obviously gave me more crits, but Secret Garden, when it does trigger, it does give me a skill power boost. But even with Slayer set, it's not so significant that it's like a big increase, so I'm just like looking at this. That being said, if I could stack it up, then potentially it could overcome Blue Beetle, so I'll have to see. It's kind of a luck and chance based thing because your cooldown on your Blizzard is going to be very, very short, but ultimately you want to trigger it as often as possible, so I'll have to see.
매지스터 연구지 재탈한 임무 수행을 시작해 주십시오.
Really, Tyler? You are the first one that has even thought about that. I guess I'm just used to different games, but I've never found the transition disorienting. Because for me, like, it's just scoping in, you know? I'm so used to it in like most games. So I've literally never heard of that before. Good job, DJ Sammy. Well done. For Gun Haley, realistically speaking, your power comes mostly from your gun. Most of the modules are just to boost you up and make sure that you can get the best out of your gun, you know? For me, it's like nothing at all. So I can understand. Like if you're having particular difficulties with it, that's okay. You know, hopefully they can resolve it for you. Because genuinely for me, I'm relaxed about it.
잠깐 충전해야 해.
I mean, again, like I said, I'm used to a lot of other different games where there is a similar transition. So it does not bother me as much, but I can understand that it may bother some people. So, you know, hopefully they do get it sorted for you. But again, I'm doubtful they will because I don't think many people have issues with it. But again, that's just me thinking. I'm thinking out loud.
전부 얼려주세요.
멈춰라.
실드를 재충전해야 해.
임무 완료. 고생하셨습니다.
신세 좋네.
I was earlier, Darika, but I don't know. I'm gonna see the difference soon between Blue Beetle and Secret Garden. I'm gonna do a rudimentary test of both, which can be seen anyway. Because the Secret Garden, the downside is that it's only a 50% chance to trigger, and it's not like I can spam her ult. I mean, technically you can, but there's still a cooldown, and if you fail to trigger it even once, then the whole chain stops. Now, if you manage to trigger it every single time, the chain is pretty good, you know? But with Blue Beetle, it's a guaranteed chance, but the critical rate increase, unfortunately, I only realized today it's a multiplicative of the base, not really the bonuses that you already had before. And it's certainly not additive, although I kind of knew it was an additive already. But that basically makes it more disappointing than I initially thought. Like, it would have been super worth it if it was not that. But now I'm thinking, okay, so since that is the case, I don't know, you know? Should I really go with it, or should I not? We'll see.
매지스터 연구지 재탈환 임무 수행을 시작해 주십시오.
Toxic Rocket, this is mostly covered in the build videos because it depends on what builds require what. So I don't have a video on all external components because it depends on your build. So just follow the build videos and I talk about external components in all of them, and that'll pretty much sort you out. I mean, the gold farm at Kyber mine was always good. People used to use that long before the invasions and whatnot. People used to use it for gold and Kyber, because for 5 minutes you get about 16,000 Kyber, so that equates to 180-ish per hour. So people were fascinated by that, and they were like, oh my god, time to go get some Kyber. And I'm like, okay, cool. Go do that.
잠깐 충전해야 해. 장전한다.
You must have had pretty good gold drops then, because for me, I definitely didn't get that much.
제장 은신자 장교시. 얼려주.
Yeah, that means your drops was slightly better than mine. Although, I'm at the stage where I don't need to farm gold in Kyber.
얼어붙어라.
Thankfully. Thanks to the power invasions. Vaults and invasions have made it so I have everything I need. You're welcome, Toxic Rocket.
재충전해야 해. 멈춰라.
No.
위급한 상황.
Keep him away from me.
일어나. 충전해야 해. 실드가 파괴됐어.
임무 완료. 고생하셨습니다.
I mean, fair enough, man. I am swimming in it. Every time I try to spend it, it just comes back. So I'm just like, okay. I'm gonna be sad in season 2 when they change invasions. But then again, by that time, my entire stockpile will be something like, I think, 180 mil. So I don't think I'll ever need it. You know, I really hope that the trader will be like someone we can use gold for, because after you upgrade all your modules, there's no reason to have gold anymore. So I hope the trader will allow like some gold conversion
레지스터 연구지
or
재탈환
some
임무
use of
수행을
gold.
시작해 주십시오.
That might be alright.
넌 도망 못 가. 어이없어. 실드를 재충전해야 해. 실드가 파괴됐어. 어이없어. 얼어. 끝나려면 아직 멀었어. 실드를 재충전해야 해. 어이없어. 얼어붙어라.
I don't think they'll raise prices. Like I said, they have a very progressive system here. So my only thought is that if they want to do anything, even if they wanted to do something, like the way it'll take place is that 95% of the time what they'll probably do is they will give us something else to do with the gold.
실드가 파괴됐어. 이걸로 끝을 내주지. 그대로 멈춰. 실드가 파괴됐어. 얼어.
임무 완료. 고생하셨습니다.
This place, as nice as it is pretty slow. I'm gonna have to head back to the asylum now. But I'm almost there. Just a little bit more. And I'll have what I need. Let's go, Asylum Public. There we are. 40 seconds for a match. Not too bad.
여기는 알파. 망명지 재탈환 임무를 실시한다.
탄창 조치. 얼려줌. 전부 얼려줌. 실드가 파괴됐어. 잠깐 충전해야 해. 실드가 파괴됐어.
Don't you dare laser barricade.
여러분부터 히트 주세요.
What the? That weird screen tear thing is happening with Luna's skills. Oh no. Oh no. Dudes, what the hell? What is this visual bug? Only happens when I'm in the radius of Luna's skill. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's wild, that's wild. They don't seem to be doing excessively strange things, so... That's a very odd bug. Yeah, no, something is wrong. I'm gonna take some evidence for, Ooh, that's disorienting.
받아보시지.
That is, yeah. No, it's happened before, only once, and it was with Luna. So I'm pretty sure now, because I've never seen it happen before again, the bug seems to be in relation to Luna's skills, and I don't know why it's causing this weird screen tear. I don't know if the Luna's doing something, because I've been around other Lunas before, but that has never happened, so... it's gonna be problematic.
전부 얼려주지.
Yep, no. Whatever she's doing with the skill is causing issues. And she chose to maximize her range on top of that, so I can't get away from it. I've never had that happen from Enzo drones, but something is definitely not right here. I don't know what it is.
실드를 재충전해야 해.
Oh, come on.
받아보시지.
I've never had it happen for Enzo, but this has happened twice now with a Luna. I'm gonna take it real cautious, but come on.
실드가 파괴됐어.
I'm just gonna get this match done, and then I never have to see this person again. Oh, come on.
얼려줘.
The first time it happened was like super bad though. This time around, it's surprisingly not as horrifying.
잠깐 충전해야 해.
But I am gonna have to stay. Ooh, I'm gonna have to stay away from that Luna. It doesn't happen outside of a skill range, so the cause must be the skill range. Thing is, my friends have played Luna for me before, and this has never happened.
얼려줘. 어디 따라와 보시지.
No, my screen is switching. It's because there's a Luna. Whenever I'm within her radius, it seems to cause me problems. So I'm not so sure yet because this is the second time it's happened. Look at that. It's happening every single time I'm inside the Luna skill. Look. So something is going wrong with the skill that is causing this particular issue. I'm gonna report it in, but yeah. It has not happened before this, so it's really weird and strange. Get out of here. If I see that person again, I simply will not matchmake with them. Because I'm pretty sure it could be related to one of her red mods. It could be related to a whole bunch of stuff. You know? I don't know, genuinely. But my screen has never done this with anything else. It has only happened with Luna. The first time I thought it was an unauthorized program. I don't know. This is the second time this has happened. Like I said, I'll just send the video evidence to... Yeah, it might be the skill itself. So I think I'm just gonna have to call it in and say, hey, you know, something's going on with Luna and it is not pleasant. Y'all need to fix this. I'm pretty sure it's not a GPU crash, thankfully, because like I said, the first time that it happened, I was super scared as well. So I got the hell out of there. But now I realize it's just Luna's stuff being stuffy. As long as I don't encounter the player again, it'll be fine. It's never happened with any other
여기는
character.
알파. 망명지 제터란 임무를 실시한다.
This is the one thing I'm going to reject testing on. I feel that I'm just going to send the evidence to devs, they can handle it. Because this one is beyond our scope, and I don't believe it's something I want to test anyway. Just in case, because for a glitch that hard to happen, I don't want it to cause any other problems with my stuff. So I'm just going to outright avoid Lunas. Like if I see a Luna, I'm gone. Because it doesn't happen anywhere else or with any other characters, as you can see. Totally fine. But no, this one definitely, I'm going to leave that to devs. They can sort it out. As they well should. I don't think it'll destroy the GPU, but at the same time, I'm just not going to risk it, you know? Because I need to make this last till next year. I can only get my new PC around January next year, and even then it'll take some months to come in, so I don't know. I'm definitely not gonna take any risks right now.
전부 알려주지. 받아보시지. 실드가 파괴됐어. 열어보자. 잠깐 충전해야 해.
Yeah. I think until they fix the issue, yeah, probably it's not a wise decision. Like, Luna's a great character, but I think if you ever experience this, it's best to just ditch. Like, Enzo is good enough as support. I don't think I need a Luna to support me. Luna was supposed to be the skill support, but ugh. But I genuinely feel it might be related to a Transcendent mod. It has to be. Because I have played with Lunas before, and this didn't happen. So there must be something that's causing this. One of the Transcendent mods must be causing this. Maybe she's just so rare because not everybody plays her that we don't know what is happening, because I played around Lunas before. So we'll see.
전부 알려주지.
But either way, I'm sure they'll fix it. Oh, this is just a farming build, but yeah, sure. I'll have it ready for you guys soon. Very soon.
실드가 파괴됐어.
We'll do some testing on this, and I've got to test something else after that.
충전해야 해.
No, so bad. The garden should theoretically come out slightly ahead of the beetle, but honest to God, the inconsistency is the biggest deal with it. Like, I can foresee some uses. But I'm just not seeing like that huge, heavy, you know, awesomeness. Usually when I test stuff like this, right, I expect one thing to come out significantly better than something else.
충전해야 해.
So I don't like it when it's just like half or a little bit. Like, that's not my jam at all.
잠깐. 충전해야 해. 실드가 파괴됐어.
No. Yes, save me. Save me. Yeah. My 700 hit, my 7,000 hit points. Woo.
충전해야 해.
임무 종료 확인. 수고했다.
I don't know. Bunny in Korean, I swear, she sounds a bit like an angry cat. I don't know why, but it just genuinely sounds like she's an angry cat. Yeah. I miss English Bunny. Okay, one more.
그대로 알려주지.
여기는 알파. 망명지 재탈환 임무를 실시한다.
달려볼까? 얼어붙어라. 얼어.
Doing okay, Pod. Can't really complain. Just leveling my Viessa. Which, thanks to infiltrations, is so easy right now. So she's almost done. Then we're gonna go do some boss testing. I've got a few other things to test. Then basically that's the end.
전부 알려주지. 받아보시지. 받아보시지. 알려주지. 전부 알려주지.
Oh, yep, nope. There's a Luna here. This is just a normal Luna, and as soon as I'm within her skill range, boom. Problem. Okay, interesting.
장전하겠다.
There's definitely something in Luna's skills causing it. So, hang on, I'm gonna record this right now. Okay, so every time I go into Luna's skill range, like, there are potential visual glitches that can happen. This Luna has a very short skill range, but there you go. You seen that? Like, this distortion occurs every single time. So, I'm going to actually upload that video later, but yeah, this is the problem. This is a weird glitch that only happens when I'm inside Luna's radius. When I'm outside of it, you know, there's no problem. So, and it only seems to be after she triggers a particular skill. So there we go. There's a little bit of it happening there. No problem when I'm standing in though. But as soon as she changes skills, there we go. Got a bit of that happening. So, yep. The thing is, I shouldn't have to turn anything on or off, and nobody should have to turn anything on or off. Fact is, this should not be happening, period. So, I don't know what they did, but
충전해야 해.
this definitely isn't good. Fair enough. But the solution should not be on the player end. The devs need to fix this. This one is literally a problem with code. Because however they've done this has screwed it up massively.
실드가 파괴됐어.
Fucker. Well, at least now I've got the footage, so it'll be easier to just send it to the devs.
알려줘. 멈춰라.
Last time I was able to evade it, but yeah, it seems to be due to with Luna's skills for sure. Well, either way, thank you for the input. I will make sure to send that footage now.
받아보시지.
This is definitely wild. Ooh, ow.
이제부터 시작. 왜 이래? 아마추어 같지.
임무 종료 확인. 수고했다.
Hey, I'm level 38. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna get out of here. Exiting, exiting, exiting. Give me 1 second. Hold on, I gotta... This is so silly. Just dealing with a few comments because people are dumb. Okay, there we go. There we go. If you didn't see it on screen, Rena, then yeah, you definitely missed it. Hey, Grand Roku. Sorry, I had to clean up some comments because some people... So I reposted the Sharon build because everybody kept asking me for it. And some people are like, why didn't you do it before today? I was like, I did. Literally, it's been there for ages. And people are like, oh, you didn't do the build. I'm like... I'll tell you, I get tired of people some days because it's like, what's the point? You know, you tell them that this is this, and it's like... Yeah. Almost forgot this one.
보이드 요격전 임무를 진행하시겠습니까?
There's nothing wrong with that. Oops, almost forgot to change the bossing build. Okay. Now, that everything is mostly cleaned up. Let me see. I'm gonna do a loose test. Now, this is just a loose test. This is not a full test. We're just gonna see how things function. Just running the basics. This drastically change anything? No, it won't. Okay, then never mind. We'll ignore that and we'll just put increased HP on. Here we are. Okay, let's go. Now we're just gonna do the first one because what I want to see now is, as I mentioned before, we're going to test the difference between Blue Beetle versus Secret Garden, and we'll check things out accordingly. Okay.
실드를 재충전해야 해. 장전 중. 잠깐 충전해야 해.
Ah, forgot about the cooldowns. Oof. That's the biggest issue.
New subscriber detected. New subscriber detected.
I can see the damage, but this is with full Slayer set and everything. I think the modifier is just not as high as other characters. It can be fun, but yeah. She certainly isn't a one-phase wonder, that's for sure. And you have to maintain. You do have to make sure to maintain cold-bloodedness as well. It's okay. Compared to Haley, I'm just not seeing the power, you know? And my pest control isn't triggering that often either, so... Like, it's okay, but I don't want to kill a boss in 3 minutes. I want to kill the boss immediately. While I can potentially see that, that's not useful. Because all the other characters can already one-phase Pyro and every other boss too. So I just don't see the value in this, because as much as I want to like it, there's no sense in having a Descendant that can only do one particular boss. And even then, she can one-phase, but to one-phase Pyro, based on what I'm seeing, she would need at least a gold reactor with maxed out stats. If you don't mind, Carson, what do you think the build should be? Because I don't see any way that that would be possible based on her damage. Yeah. I can't envision a way of doing it, you know? Because I just don't believe it's possible at all. I mean, yes, resistance does play a factor. I get that. But it still feels very, very odd because I should be seeing way more damage if I want a one-shot. Well, you can, was this the old Pyromaniac? You can just send me a message in email or whatever. Just tell me the build. You don't have to even name the creator. Just tell me the build in an email, or you can send me on social media. I don't mind. Because I don't believe it for a second, dude. Not in any way, shape, or form. Like, I'm not trying to discredit or discount the work of other people, but I'm just not seeing the kind of damage. Like, sure, this is with the purple reactor. I get it. So I'm not really maxed out, and I'm certainly not optimized for best damage, because gold reactor would make a hell of a lot of difference. I get that. But again, I should be seeing something better than what I'm seeing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that I feel, because I have maxed out crits, everything here, and it's not even able to destroy. Like, sure, maybe if I shoot the enemy, but I don't know, because my main gripe would be that that Viessa doesn't target a weak spot, so she's missing out on weak spot damage, which is also another crucial component. Yeah, I would love to see what they added, because if they built some kind of glass cannon build just for Pyro, then fair enough, but I still think it's gonna be bad overall. Because Haley does not have to go glass cannon, she can win. Lepic has to go glass cannon, but he can one phase every boss, you know what I'm saying? So I would rather rebuild Lepic instead rather than doing this. I mean, one-shotting Pyro is easy, is cake. All you need is Haley. So, I don't know. I'll try Pyro after this, but I'm just not seeing the value. Thanks, I'll have a look soon. I believe you're the one. But like I said, it could be a singular lucky run or not, but I'll have a look-see. Okay, let's have a look at this shenanigans. Just so you know, this is exactly what I'm running. Minus one thing. Fair enough. But I'm literally running this exact same loadout. So unless that is the only differential, then I can believe it, but yeah, nah. The difference would probably be gold reactor. With a gold reactor, I can sort of semi-believe it, but let me see. Yeah, because everything else that they are running is exactly what I'm already running. The only difference being just that one thing. Fair. Well, the only way to figure it out would be to try it, so... I'll need a little bit more and I can put another catalyst in her. Then we can see. Okay. Slayer set should give more though, because the overall okay, let me just explain something. The duration on Annihilation set is 5%. That 5% is not actually going to do anything here, because the damage ticks are every 2 seconds. So an additional duration of 5% should not actually help. That's why I went with full Slayer set instead. So theoretically, I should be able to output more damage. But yeah, I genuinely still don't believe that. But again, I'll check it out. I'm willing to check it, but I still don't believe it. I agree on that much. That one I do agree, but the damage interval for the duration, if it's 2 seconds, it should be just nice when it explodes. So I think that it should be okay with cooldowns alone. Should, theoretically. But yeah, I'll have to see. Okay. Fair enough. Because on the other build, my cooldown is way shorter than the duration. Unless they're trying to match cooldown and duration. Could be reasonable. Let me see what the polar set bonus is. Yeah, it's only 6.2. And they're not going for a full set. I don't think it's the multipliers either. At least not to my knowledge. I'll test again with Slayer set because I still firmly believe that Slayer set should, theoretically, be the best possible damage. Although the only issue that I would personally have would be the MP regeneration, it should still theoretically be more. But, like I said, I'm willing to test. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to put on my farming build again. I'll shove this on temporarily. Okay, all right. How close am I to... I'm not. Okay. Let's go to Magister Lab. One run should do it. Because I feel like the only genuine difference is just Dangerous Ambush. And that would be an absolute necessity.
여기는 사령부. 매지스터 연구지 재탈한 임무 수행을 시작해 주십시오.
충전해야 해. Alright, this will go by nice and quick. 장전한다. 장전하겠다.
I gotta say though, I don't mind science like this. No, I got locked out. Sag. Science is a lovely study.
받아보시지. 실드를 재충전해야 해. 얼려줘. 좀 말이. 임무 완료. 고생하셨습니다. 실드가 파괴됐어.
Okay. Let's head back to town. Now, we'll catalyze there. Add the last bit in. Then we'll do a little bit of light leveling. And we'll see. Fitted. Okay, this is useless as well. Okie day. Let's check this out again after I do a bit of leveling. Where best to go? Biolab. Good. Or I could go to the asylum again. Asylum. I think that'll be faster. 3 runs should put me around level 30. That should be good enough for a rough test. Won't be the best, but it can give me a good gauge. I still believe in the Slayer set. I have to at least try it. I find Asylum faster. I mean, Biolab time-wise is a bit more efficient, but I don't know. Something about Asylum just makes it feel better. Biolab at times feels clunky to me, but I don't disagree that it's also pretty good. Well, best part is we can always do one of each. Should be alright to do that. Alright, let's do this.
어디 따라와 보시지.
여기는 알파. 망명지 제타란 임무를 실시한다.
Well, got a bunny this time, so this will be fast AF. All I have to do is keep up. And a speed roll. Yes, go bunny. So yeah, as long as it's not a Luna I have to deal with, I'm super happy. Because Luna, I think, will be the biggest pain.
임무 종료 확인. 수고했다.
Okay, now to the biolab. Biolab. Tell you, no matter what, I must get this done before the end of the stream, just so we can do at least one test. If I can just get roughly level 30-ish, I'm satisfied. And I can finally do one test. Okay. Oh, I have two bunnies. All right. Please, bunnies, please. I'm begging you.
생체 실험장 제트란 임무를 시작하십시오.
It's all on you. It's all on you. Counting on you. That's right, you nerds. Out of the way of the bunnies. Let the bunnies cook. Good work, bunnies. Go, go, go! Start cooking! Yep, I do. I do have one, I mean. And for me, it's a good one. I do like it a lot. It's a very, very solid gun. Uh-oh. Poor fella. There you go, Palo. No! How you doing that? Yeah, just don't fall for the DPS trap, my guy. Like I've told multiple people, a lot of the time that I put out the builds, right, you need to avoid the DPS trap. A higher DPS number can be obtained by simply increasing magazine capacity, things like that, which you don't want to do because, or just doing that alone doesn't actually help your per hit damage. So just be aware of that. Also, weak points are not taken into account. So yeah, be very careful with that. And just be aware that DPS is a bad gauge. One thing which I will highlight is that you should definitely try my build versus the higher DPS build, and you'll actually see why mine hits harder in a lot of circumstances. Same with Greg's, same with Enduring Legacy. In fact, if you check out my Enduring Legacy video, I actually go through the DPS trap and showcase what happens with it. So make sure to check that out because it's quite crucial. If you're falling for the DPS trap, it means that your builds may not be efficient. They're decent, but they're not actually going to be efficient because your per hit damage is going to be quite low. And that is something you got to worry about. So if you haven't seen, like, and look, I would love if you did this one thing. Please build my build in like a second slot, and then you can compare the two. You have your build in one slot, my build in another slot, and you can see why the 200k extra DPS isn't actually doing anything for you. Give it a try for yourself. It's quite important because once people learn about the DPS trap, they improve their gameplay by quite a bit. Level 24. Me round about the same. Also depends on your teammates, but yeah, the timing is round about the same. Okay, fair. No good reactors. Move these. Back to Asylum.
여기는 알파. 망명지 재탈환 임무를 실시한다.
어림도 없지. 피바다로 만들어줘.
그대로 멈춰라.
I tell you, some of the best runs ever are the ones where you can just ignore everything and just let the bunny do the work.
실드가 파괴됐어.
Yes, but it will have to undergo a lot of testing because, quite frankly, I'm not satisfied with it. I want to see it under more circumstances because, look, even if it's good against one boss, i.e. Pyromaniac, that's still not good enough. Because Pyromaniac got nerfed like hell. He's weaker than Executioner now. So I don't know. I need something that can function in all situations. And quite frankly, my Haley build will be coming first, obviously. The sniper build is almost done. But yeah, I just can't see the value, you know, in Viessa right now. Like, she's okay, but not strong enough. And again, the only reason I say that is because her skill power modifiers are nowhere near Haley's. So while she could theoretically pull off some stuff, I just don't believe that it'll be effective enough. I'll have to see though. If nothing else, I'm willing to always try and test. That's what I'm aiming to do. If I can get back to about... If I can just roughly get back to level 30, I can go off and do some testing. That's my plan anyway. Mr. TA, please do not use my stream for looking for group. That is not allowed, alright? Yeah, no worries. Take your time doing that, the one. That's part of the fun, you know? Working on all different builds and things like that. But Mr. TA, please do not ever use a streamer's chat for looking for group. If you want to do that, there's the official Discord. You can go there. There's nothing ruder than coming in here. You don't care about me or my stream. You just want to look for group. That's not on. Alright? Don't ever do that here. And certainly nobody here is going to respond to you, so don't ever, ever do that. You've been timed out for 5 minutes. Okay, consider that your warning. If you do it again, we will have to remove you permanently. Oh, just my sniper build. It's already finished, but I just haven't published it yet. And I will publish it soon. Because I know everybody's waiting.
받아보시지. 실수를 재충전해야 해. 날 막을 수
이러다 방전되겠어.
구해줘. 실드가 파괴됐어. 멈춰라.
임무 종료 확인. 수고했다.
Okay, I have to do one more, but this is good enough. That's Bunny. Yeah, she does woohoos in Korean. I don't know why, but she always does that. And I find it a little strange on my end, but to each their own, you know? The highest boss you can solo is Swamp Walker, dude. All other bosses after Swamp Walker cannot be soloed, and yes, I've done it solo. If you literally check out my gun build, the Swamp Walker run is in there, and of course the same thing will be done with the sniper build. You cannot solo anybody beyond hard Swamp Walker, my guy. So that is literally a moot question because
여기는 알파. 망명지
it is
테타라는
impossible.
지시하다.
You cannot solo anybody beyond that. So like the highest boss is Gluttony. I've done Gluttony with Haley, but you wouldn't be using a sniper build for that. So do take note that not all bosses in the game can be soloed. It is a pretty weird question to ask. What's the highest boss you beat and did you do it solo? It's like, bro, I'm a creator. I have to beat everything. I have to beat everything in the normal way. So all solo bosses have to be beatable solo. And all team-based bosses, you have to beat them as well. I don't publish a build that, and this really annoys me because do people think that I don't do testing? Of course, I test every single thing before I give it to you guys. Why do you think it takes me so long? Like, there is no way that I would not thoroughly test something. So, I don't publish any build that has not gone to the very highest level. Lol, Colton. But please remember the one. I would never ever give you guys anything that has not been put through the ringer. If I didn't test it on every boss, I don't publish it. End of story. Because there is no point in showing you guys build, hey guys, this works well, and then it fails on the highest level. It's like, that would be the silliest thing. That is also impossible either way, Tyler, because if nobody's cooling down, doesn't matter how much DPS you do as Haley, you will fail. So, yeah. at the very least, I hope that by now you guys would trust me enough to know that I don't publish or do anything that is not 100% tested.
망명지
Like,
재탈환
I will
임무를 시작.
test it in every way, shape, form possible. I'm not the kind of guy that'll just do like, oh yeah, I did this one boss and it looked really good, so, you know, here you go. Like, no, bro. I will test every single situation. Which is the whole reason why people, I guess in a twisted way, they don't like my content, because I won't just show you one side of things. I'll show you every possible
어디
side.
따라와 보시지. 실드를 재충전해야 해.
Pretty much, Tyler. Have you not done Gluttony yet? Sorry, because that statement sounds like you haven't done Gluttony yet. Have you at least seen my Gluttony runs? Because if you've seen the Gluttony runs, right, there are 3 mechanics to him. Well, 2, realistically, but I consider it 3. The first mechanic is the Ice Orbs. Usually a Valby takes care of this, and the Valby will continuously cool him down. Alright, if the Valby continuously cools him down... Hey, George! Bruh, we've been missing you on the farms, man. See you for Helldivers tomorrow, by the way. Oh yeah, you did Gluttony with me. Then, bro, you should know what I'm talking about by now, homie. You were there. You were there, bro. Okay, so for Gluttony, 3 mechanics, right? Number 1 is the Ice Orbs. Somebody has to take care of the Ice Orbs. If somebody does not take care of the Ice Orbs, you're cooked. Right? Because Gluttony needs to be cooled down or he will insta-kill you. Second, during his Enrage phase, you need to not only link up the Ice Orbs and the Purple Orbs, which is pretty difficult to do, but by linking up the Purple Orbs and the Ice Orbs, that's how you knock him out of Enrage phase. So that's another crucial thing. Third mechanic is that somebody has to be in charge of distracting / DPSing him. Because if somebody is not DPSing him constantly while others look after the Ice Orb, his fight takes ages because he has a lot of hit points. So be aware of that.
넌 도망 못 가.
Thank you for saying that, the one. But yes, my thorough testing is the very key to everything, because I cannot give you guys something I don't know about. So I appreciate you recognizing that. So don't ever ask if like I have tested against every single boss, because the answer is always yes. If I didn't slay every single boss with the build doesn't work. Now there's one exception to this rule. Farming builds. Farming builds don't require boss slaying to test. Farming builds are tested like this. So basically I'll go through an infiltration and just start belting stuff out. Or I'll go to like Fortress Outskirts and start belting stuff out. If I can do that with the build, then the build is okay. If I cannot do that with the build, then we got a bit of a problem, you know? So usually the metric for farming builds would be, can I do the content that I need to farm in-game fast? For bossing builds, or anything that's designed for killing bosses, then I have to test versus every boss, every end-game colossi in the game. Because if I don't do that, then I'm gonna indirectly make you guys cook, you know? That's probably pretty bad. Oh, I'm not satisfied with the bossing build. This is the farming build. The farming build's fine. The farming build, if you wanted, I could release it tomorrow. But I'm not going to, because tomorrow is something else that I'm releasing. But I promise you I will release the farming build. Farming build's done. Usually how my work cycle goes is that I will start with the farming build first so that you can get the levels. Then I work on the bossing build. So I'm not satisfied with the bossing build. But the farming build is finished. The farming build is always finished first for most characters. Because if you don't have the farming build, you cannot actually level stuff. Yeah, it's okay, George. I look forward to slaying the Terminids with you tomorrow. Should be a good time. We can finally try a hell dive. You bring your sentries, I'm gonna bring some serious gas, and we're gonna have some fun. Because I need a break, man. I need a break. But yeah, coming back to my earlier discussion. Yeah, farming builds are always finished first, but I usually publish both at the same time. Haley was the only one that didn't get a farming build because her gun build was better at farming than her actual farming build, and her farming build was ass. Like, it was the worst thing that I ever made. I was so embarrassed of it, I never brought it out. But I made her gun build first instead. Then I will release her sniper build this week, because I know everybody's been asking left, right, and center for what I use for her sniper build. So, yep.
멈춰라. 전부 얼려.
I just take like short breaks. Like, usually it's my morning stream where I play my palos. Sometimes I'll take a break, play something else, you know, give myself a little bit of a breather. That's fair, the one. That's fair.
임무 종료 확인.
Okay, okay, level 34 is good enough. Let's go finish some boss testing before I head off for the night. Sick, man. We'll probably be able to get them for you tomorrow. Should be a good time, brother. I can't wait. Okay, now let's go do some testing again on Viessa. Again, like I said, she does hit like a truck, but it's the problem was never the farming build. Farming build, okay. Problem is now the bossing build. The bossing build needs to be perfected. So please forgive me for a moment. I'm just quickly hiding the modules I'm using. Part of the thing. We're going to do a test this time around with let's see, I need a shotgun weapon, so we're gonna put Enduring Legacy in first slot, shotgun in last slot. Okay, so this is fully optimized. Now we're gonna put on the Slayer set to ensure proper use of this. Max shield recovery modifier. Okay, this is pretty much settled. Now with this, what we're going to do first is, now with this one modification that we made, we're going to revisit the Executioner first. So that's where we're going to start. And then later on, we'll go touch the Pyromaniac. And we'll see each one in turn. Because like I said, for me, just the biggest issue that I'm personally seeing, or that I'm personally feeling, is that Viessa just can't compete on Haley's level, and that's my only issue. I want her to compete on Haley's level, but I just feel like she's not doing it, so. At the very least, maybe she could compete on Lepic's level, but again, I'm just not seeing that happening here, so. That is a thing of a thing with stuff. That was a little too far. Okay, this is actually much better. Yeah, I think with a gold reactor, it would theoretically be possible to absolutely rip and tear with this. Like I said, it's not the 100% best, but I can certainly say that it has its uses. And I certainly would not shy away from using this. Compared to Pyro, Executioner is so ass. Way better. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the defense buff is the only thing that I'll say is annoying. But, okay, I see the value. The only thing I can think of now is that the mini duration increase could still potentially be useful, but only if it would grant an extra tick. But I always thought the ticks needed to be on a whole number, which would account for a lot, actually. So if the ticks don't need to be on a whole number, then I don't need to worry too much. I'll see. Always willing to test. Testing is fun.
좀비는 다 되셨습니까?
Okay, let's go see Devourer before we go see Pyro. Of course, like I said, one of the biggest differences would be the gold reactor. That one would make a world of difference to me right now, but I also know that that one probably not easy to get. Yeah, I added the one mod that I didn't have, so now I am seeing a lot more value. Everything else is kept the same, except that I'm thoroughly testing Secret Garden over the Blue Beetle, because I think long-term Secret Garden is probably going to be better. That mod does make a lot of difference, because Dangerous Ambush really does create a world of difference, and fair enough, you know, fair enough. At least I can one-phase Devourer, so it's not horrible, and this is with a purple reactor, so okay. So we've got some value in here, you know? But of course, Devourer is easy to one-phase, so this guy just serves as a nice little check.
좀비는 다 되셨습니까?
Almost hit public for no reason. From Swamp Walker up, I would say it is very, very crucial to run Haley, all those other kinds of descendants, Glay. These guys are the absolute best of the best. I mean, when it comes to kicking ass, of course.
어디 따라와 보시지. 이걸로 끝을 내주지.
Wow, that missed like hell. Okay.
싱크를 재충전해야 해. 잠깐, 충전해야 해. 위급한 상황이야. 싱크를 재충전해야 해. 잠깐, 충전해야 해.
This dude already phased again. Lol. I'm definitely willing to try out the other combination though, as well, because to me that's interesting.
그대로 알려주지.
Like, I'm watching his HP get chunked, so I can believe a one phase is possible. But I have a feeling it's because of the tick damage. It has to be. That's the only valid explanation. Interesting to know, though. Is that why you've gone BVS on us, George, for First Descendant? Bro, you gotta come back. You can't BVS us, alright? 2. Haley has gun build and sniper build. I'm gonna miss you, man, if you BVS us on First Descendant, you know? Me and Star had to go alone today. It's okay, you rest up, though. When you're done, we shall summon you. How could you BVS us like this? Not like this, bro. Can't just BVS us like this, bro. Okay. I do have one tech-based reactor, which I can use. It's not very strong, but it will serve as a nice little check. Okay, so we're gonna put that on after enhancing it. Because now is the time to test, you know, a variety of different things. And of course I do have a Nene's. So we can easily put on Nene's Devotion. Speaking of which, I need to finish that build too at some point. But for now, this will do. I'm running out of catalysts again. Ugh. That's how I know I always take a nice little breather when I start running out of catalysts. Lol. You can't let that get to you. You gotta start working on other characters, okay? It's time to become Glay. You can't just BVS us like this. One BVS is enough. If we have 2 BVSs, I'm gonna cry. Okay, so now Gold Reactor, but we're also going to change around this set. So I do have a good Annihilation set that I can run with no issues. I believe that I have something like that. I'll go see what my polar set is, and I can adjust my Annihilation set to match. So what kind of polar set do I have? Oh, I do have one of these auxiliary sensors. Okay, that's fair. Oh man, I don't have a good one of those. Shame. I could use the processor, I guess, temporarily. So I'll use the processor for Polar. Okay, and as for the sensor, I'll convert that to Annihilation set. And then the top will just be the Polar Knight Auxiliary Support Power. Okay, that'll do. This will still give me relatively good stats that are not horrifying. And we have a Gold Reactor. So let's go see the diff. That's what I'm testing right now, Rico. Catch you later, George. Enjoy your day at work. Try not to get too tired. See you in the morning for Helldivers, man. But I'm gonna check it out, because like I said, at the end of the day, I want to know. I want to know. So for me, when I'm testing all this kind of stuff, I just want to know. Yeah. All right, let's go. 'Cause I'd give up forever to touch you. 'Cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be. That song has been stuck in my head since watching Wolverine and Deadpool. I tell you. The focus is on 4 for bossing, 100%. 100% without a doubt. George, thank you kindly for the 10 memberships. I'll have to update that.
A new member has arrived. A new member has arrived.
실드를 재충전해야 해. 장전하겠다.
A new member has arrived.
Close, pretty close.
A new member
If I
has
had a
arrived.
perfect static gold reactor, I could see the value. I think I understand why. So the tick damage that we're seeing is increased
A new member
by the
has
slight duration on the annihilation set. So although we're only running a double polar, it's actually not too bad.
A new member has arrived. A new member has arrived.
Oh, I wasn't on Disasters when I did that. My bad. Okay, let's try that again. I think I screwed up a little bit, but I understand now.
Has arrived.
I'm getting a loose feel for it. Which again, like I said, not bad. Time to resub. Love it. Let me just update George's rating. Cause I'd give up forever to touch you. Cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be. And I don't wanna go home right now. All I can taste is this moment. All I can breathe is your love. Yeah, it literally has to be perfect. That's the only trouble. Again, I don't really like, see Carson, I don't really like builds like that because with Haley, and I plan to show this with my sniper build, you can actually get by with just a purple reactor, which is ridiculous. So that's Haley. And I was thoroughly impressed with that. Viessa seems to be lacking in that department, and that annoys me. Like, I don't want a perfect gold reactor to be the absolute necessity. You know? It is very, very difficult to get. Yeah. Gun Enzo and Gun Glay could do it. Actually, Gun Glay might be faster now because Gun Glay has the Executor. But I do recognize the fact that this guy is getting absolutely chunked. And theoretically, I can even get a bit more out of him because I can see why I could do it in one phase. Like with the Colossi crit damage increase, absolutely one phase possible, but only for this guy. I don't think it would be possible on several of the others, which is the only thing I'm annoyed about, you know? I actually used mental focus on mine. It still is one mag, but I just prefer mental focus. Sharp precision shot is nice, but I find that on some of the other bosses, it just doesn't do the same job. Oop. Two phases. So yeah, I screwed up last round, but I didn't this one, so this one is good. I need to max out my Disastrous, but very, very acceptable. Dangerous ambush was the key, but I'm not liking the fact that a perfect like a literally perfect gold reactor is necessary. Ah, that is pain. P-E-I-N. Pain, I tell you. Pain. Okay, well, at least now we know. So, now we know the difference. What is... With Colossi damage on this and a shotgun weapon, theoretically, we should still be able to at least nail him, so... Slayer sensor with max MP and chill resistance. You know what? I'm gonna just save this one. It might be useful in future. I'm gonna throw that in there. Get shoved.
New subscriber detected.
Okay. I want to see the difference now if I were to use the purple reactor. Still optimization condition active, but let's find out. Dude, I'm loving the Executor so much, Tyler. It's insane on Glay. Not even gonna lie, that thing's a beast. Now, let's have some fun with this. Now, you see, although a gold reactor is the best, there is something you can do when you don't use one. And that is this. Aw, damn. I can still get roughly the same timing, but I do have to shoot him. So if you got a good enduring legacy, you can sort of make do. Because yours is DOT anyway, so. So although it's nice to kill him with purely skills, well. Oh. But of course, there needs to be more testing. Oi, this guy. Oh, hey. Goodbye. Depends on what you're doing. Are you using the sniper build? In which case... Look, I don't want to reveal too much, but critical is pretty useful. Otherwise, just wait for my build. It'll be coming out very soon. Okay. We know this. Now the question is, same, but different. We are now going to put the Slayer set back on, and we're going to try again. But now... The key question is, if I do the same thing, exact same thing, do we get more damage or less damage? Let's find out. Oh, this is correct, Aaron. Yes. You can shoot before dropping, but most people just double jump, dude. So like just before I hit the ground, I just double jump. It's all good. No problem, Sebastian. Like I said, attack on skill on Colossus and critical damage might be good. But anyway, like I said, if you're confused, don't worry, my build is coming out soon. Very, very soon. So look forward to it. Okay, let's draw him to the island. It's definitely to do with the duration. Okay, so the reason for the Polar set beating out the Slayer set is because the slight increase in duration drastically does change the eventual damage of this. So although the Slayer set theoretically should be considered better, and on a per tick damage it is doing more, you're getting an extra tick from the duration. Understood. Hey, listen. If it's Attack on Titan, it's Attack on Titan, alright? So now, I can understand why. So it's not, the ticking is not on a per tick basis, but rather you're getting an extra tick at the end. Intriguing. Very, very intriguing.
New subscriber detected.
Makes sense to me. I mean, I don't have to like it, but it makes sense to me. This would have been such an amazing Freyna reactor. If not for non-attribute skill power and Blue Beetle. Ugh. 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 Now Freyna with Secret Garden. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, let's change things back over. So now that we understand the situation, excuse me, we do this, and we do this, and we need better polar sensors. So what should we do in order to get better polar sensors? Well, there is one thing we can do, ladies and gents, and that is absolutely go and abuse Dead Bride with Haley. It's beautiful. So let's go do exactly that, shall we? I'm just gonna save this preset so we know. If I'm gonna need better stuff, then this is the way to get it. But I thoroughly enjoy testing, so thank you all very much for enjoying my tests as well. Now, unfortunately, we have run a bit over time, so I do have to go, but don't worry. There shall be more farming done soon. So do look forward to it. I think I might spend one whole night just killing Dead Bride for fun. I might do that. I might just do that. Just for hilarity, you know? So I'm definitely considering it. But for now, ladies and gents, thank you very much. You guys have been a wonderful audience. I am going to head out now. But I'll see you guys in the morning. We're going to be playing something different in the morning. And of course, back in the evening, we're going to be back on this grind. All right? So, no problem. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. See you later.